ये केरला का 120 साल पुराना गवर्नमेंट वोकेशनल हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल है। This modern school is located at Nadakkavu locality of Kozhikode and is equipped with world-class facilities such as high-tech classrooms, science labs and spacious dining rooms। ये स्कूल अपने रीडेवलपमेंट फ्रेमवर्क, सस्टेनेबल एंड वैल्यू ड्रिवन ग्रोथ की वजह से केरला में बाकी हजारों स्कूल्स का एक रोल मॉडल बन चुका है। इट्स इवन taught as a case study at the University of Strathclyde in Scotland as a part of their corporate entrepreneurship classes। और ये केरला की सिर्फ एक स्कूल की कहानी नहीं है। The state has more than 13,000 public schools and it focuses significantly a lot on the quality of public educational infrastructure as compared to the rest of the country। Interestingly, Kerala सिर्फ education के फील्ड में ही सबसे आगे नहीं है। It's leading on multiple fronts like tourism, healthcare, hospitality and social welfare in India। पर इतने diverse fields में सक्सेस पाने के बावजूद today lakhs and lakhs of Kerala's youth is leaving their motherland। According to an official report, around 10% of Kerala's total population is working abroad। Plus, out of 75 lakh Indian students studying in foreign universities, most are based out of Kerala।
MALLU, 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 MALLU।
It all started in early 1950s जब Middle Eastern countries में huge oil reserves were discovered। Commercial extraction of oil was just beginning there and it was happening at a very large scale। Due to enormous availability of oil, Gulf countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and UAE have become world's major oil exporting nations, piling up huge amounts of money within a matter of just few years। पर इतने पैसे कमाने के बाद भी इन Middle Eastern countries के पास एक बहुत बड़ी disadvantage थी। They had a very small population and labor force। उनके इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, ऑयल ड्रिलिंग साइट्स एंड मशीन्स ऑपरेट करने के लिए उनके पास सफिशिएंट लोग ही नहीं थे। एज द रिजल्ट दे प्लान टू इंक्रीज इमिग्रेशन टू द कंट्रीज एट एनी कॉस्ट। ड्यूरिंग द सेम टाइम इंडिया हैड रिसेंटली गॉट इंडिपेंडेंस फ्रॉम द ब्रिटिशर्स। Our country was in a very bad financial condition। Partition की वजह से the economic networks were disrupted and a large number of refugee population got added to the country। चारों तरफ सिर्फ लोगों को higher rate of unemployment, hunger and poverty दिखाई दे रही थी। By seeing the Arab immigration as an opportunity to solve all of their problems, the manual laborers of our country started moving there and उनमें से the Malayalis were at the forefront। During mid 1950s, for the first time ever, 13 people from several parts of Kerala boarded a small boat to illegally cross the Arabian Sea। ना वो properly skilled थे, ना उनके पास कोई official document थी और ना ही उन्हें कोई foreign language आती थी। All they had was the hunger and strong willpower। After 3 months of unpleasant voyage, their boat dropped them off far away from a shore। They all swam across the sea and finally landed in Qatar। ये सारे immigrants were mostly from poor families and all of them landed in menial jobs। They struggled very hard under the burning sun, built roads, worked at the drilling sites and even in the camel farms। But at the end, all of these was worth it as they got their salaries in Qatar Dubai riyals। The wages in foreign land seemed very large to them compared to the limited amounts they would have earned for the same amount of work back in India। अगर हम हिस्ट्री में थोड़ा और पीछे जाएं, then we will find that even before the colonial period, Kerala had strong commercial ties with the Gulf countries as it used to export spices to these nations। Around 1970s, Gulf countries में construction industry का एक boom शुरू होने लगा था। The wages had gone up and there was a good demand for blue collar jobs। The Malayalis who were already there in these oil rich countries started helping their friends and relatives in job recruitment and slowly the great Gulf immigration began। Although poverty and unemployment were the prime reasons for migration, ease of visa availability was also helping people। Multiple types of new visas were introduced which assisted the people to lead a smooth immigration। The life of Malayali workers were hard in the Gulf countries। They lacked rest, had crowded living conditions and risky work sites। Despite all of these, they chose to work there because they had a hope that अगर वो इन countries में अच्छे से मेहनत करें, then they will make good money and change the fortunes of their families। The workers led a very frugal life and sent most of their earnings back home। The tradition of dowry was also one of the cause behind the migration। During those days, India में दहेज लेन देन का सिस्टम अपने पीक पे था। A majority of the community men chose to leave Kerala and make money ताकि वो अपने बहनें और बेटियों के marriage related expenses cover कर पाएं। The migration was also significantly more, especially in the families that had more girls than boys। 1980s आते आते things were beginning to change. Along with the blue collar workers, a huge demand for skilled labor force was also increasing. The educated Malayalis started moving to Gulf countries in large numbers as they have become more familiar with Dubai और कतर than Delhi और मुंबई. इस माइग्रेशन का इम्पैक्ट धीरे धीरे केरला के सोसाइटी में भी दिखने लगा था. The Arabian eateries sprang all over the place, serving well-known dishes like mandi, shawarma, and Yemeni biryani. The adoption of burqa have also become a dominant fashion trend in several parts of Kerala. With the passage of time, Gulf migrants began gaining social status. Regardless of their flaws, their attractive earnings enabled them to marry into wealthy and respected families. Post-marriage, the couple migrated to the Gulf nation where the husband was working. They made good money, lived at good houses, and sent their kid to the best schools. If we look at the numbers, there are around 35 lakh Malayalis working in Gulf countries. All these immigrants send huge amount of money back to their family and friends in Kerala. This transfer of money was known as remittance. Even today, the remittances sent by the Gulf NRIs is the pillar of Kerala's economy. To give you some perspective, last 14 सालों में केरला में लगभग 5.5 लाख करोड़ का रेमिटेंस इनफ्लो हुआ है. जून 2015 में एक रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग टू द टोटल non-resident deposits in the Kerala bank stood more than 1 lakh crores, and these are just official numbers. The actual figure could be much more as many people send money to the Hawala route. This huge inflow of money had made a significant impact on the standard of living for the general population. Today, there's a never-ending real estate explosion, investment in hospitality, retail, health, education, and what not in Kerala. Jahan there's a significant chunk of Malayali population who reaches Gulf countries for job and returns after a specific period of time. Wahin, there are new sets of people who are migrating to US, Canada, and other European countries where they are seeking permanent residentship. और इन लोगों के घर वापसी के chances काफी कम है. According to an official survey, Keralites are currently working in 182 out of world's 195 countries. But there's a flip side to all these glorious immigration stories. More than 80,000 seats are reported to be vacant in arts and science colleges across 4 major universities in Kerala. Situation वहाँ इतनी खराब है that some institutions are even struggling to survive. Although the migration is helping people with the remittances, it also aiding the outflow of funds when it comes to students going abroad to study. And it's not just about the empty colleges, it's about the empty houses too. There are villages after villages in Kerala with locked houses. About 60% of the 12 lakh closed houses in Kerala belong to non-resident Keralites who have settled abroad. और तो और इसी migration की वजह से Kerala is slowly becoming a land of elderly people. In search of better job opportunities and living standards, young individuals are migrating abroad, leaving behind the older population. It's not much difficult for the youth to leave their parental house and migrate to a new place, but it's certainly very challenging for the elderly parents to leave their hometowns and settle down in a new city. इसीलिए older population अपने native place में रहना prefer करते हैं. But the absence and lack of support from the children and grandchildren increases the feeling of loneliness, isolation, and abandonment among them. Today, Kerala has 620 registered old age homes, which have more than 30,000 inmates. This number is officially the highest in our country. But various sources confirm that there would be at least 1,000 more old age homes in Kerala, which comes under non-registered and paid categories. The demand for the elderly care is increasing day by day as Kerala is aging faster than rest of the country. Today, 19% of the state's total population are above 60 years, and the number is projected to reach 23% in 2025. But पहले there was a lot of taboo around old age homes, and it were considered as places where children dump their aged parents. But now, elderly as well as well-off parents themselves are making inquiries at paid old age homes and are preferring to live on their own.
My wife died 9 years back. I was staying with my daughters, 2 daughters. Both are employed. So I was alone in the house. So I shifted here, and this is very convenient for me.
I want to take independent life.
We don't find any kind of difference home and our this old age home.
As the social stigma over old age homes is fading away, many private players are entering this sector by offering luxurious old age homes with modern amenities. पर अगर हम थोड़ा डिटेल में ऑब्जर्व करें, then migration is not just the only reason behind the rise of Kerala's old age homes. Kerala as a state has India's highest life expectancy rate. Due to good infrastructure, better focus on healthcare system, education, and social development, the elderly population there lives significantly longer than any other part of India. On the flip side, the state has India's one of the lowest fertility rates. Due to significant improvement in women's education, fast-paced life in cities, and breaking gender norms, Kerala में young couples कम बच्चे पैदा कर रहे हैं. This special combination of higher life expectancy and lower fertility rates is also resulting an increase in the number of elderly population in Kerala.